Hi, my name is Stephen Rodenas. I'm privileged to teach social studies to 6th and 7th graders at the Amigo School in Cambridge. My time in front of the classroom began 9 years ago in Brooklyn, New York, but the path toward becoming an educator started in my 9th grade summer at TEEP when I was a counselor in training, even though I didn't know it then. I can look back at pivotal moments in my life and see the powerful impact of TEEP and Sole Train. One person who looked out for me at pivotal moments was Jess Leffler, founder of Sole Train. When I was deciding what college to attend, Jess took time on a weekend to drive up to visit Colby College in Maine. I realized on my visit that it wasn't the place for me. I'll be forever grateful to Jess for the investment that she made in me and my future that weekend, not to mention the countless other people I connected with through TEEP and Sole Train who helped me get to where I am now. I ended up at Boston College for my undergraduate degree, and I'm now pursuing a degree in educational leadership and policy. Second semester of my senior year at BC, I was trying to figure out what my next step in life was going to be. I was scared, I was nervous. I knew that my degree in marketing could bring me success, but I didn't think it would bring me much joy. I thought back to what I was good at. I looked at my resume, and I realized that everything that mattered to me on my resume brought me back to TEEP, brought me back to Sole Train, the ideas of reciprocity and community, and the memories of connections. Connections can have a lifelong impact. In community and in connection, we are made whole. Trinity Boston Connects is about healing through connection and community. Community isn't just a random group of people. A community is a group of people who love each other, challenge each other, and help each other be the best that they can be. That type of community lives on through each person and touches people in their individual lives. As a teacher, I strive every day to model and build that type of community with my students. In true community, we are seen as more than our mistakes, but as our full selves. As a teeper, I had a reputation for being a talker, a constant talker. Thankfully, I had counselors at TEEP who were able to keep showing me love and grace when I had a hard time keeping my mouth shut. This type of leadership had a profound impact on me. As you can imagine, as a middle school teacher, I have a lot of opportunities to show grace to my students. It's not always easy, but I know what a difference it makes to have an authority figure who is patient and loving, even when it's hard. It was experiencing the community of TEEP that made me join Sole Train. Sole Train isn't just about running. It's about setting and achieving goals, and in the process of achieving these goals, we tap into our potential for greatness. It's about discovering your own brand of leadership. It helps students and adults who have never run long distances, or any distances, do a mile run, a 5K, and even a half marathon. If you have been fortunate enough to see or participate in Sole Train, then you know the beauty of the Sole Train community. You see friends encouraging each other to finish strong. You see competition, but not with each other. You see them competing against themselves. You see those that finish go back, find other runners, and encourage them as they finish. There are cheers, there are high fives, there are hugs. This is what a community does. Community is why an old soul like Anita Torres would take off her sneakers and run a 5-mile race with a young soul whose sneakers were suddenly uncomfortably small and impossible to run in. Anita later told Jess, "I couldn't let him do it alone." Anita, can you stand up? In fact, everybody who's ever been a part of Sole Train, stand up. What about our marathon runners? If you ever ran the Boston Marathon for Trinity, can you stand up too? That type of sacrifice, solidarity, commitment is the lifeblood of Sole Train. That's what community does. Being part of a loving, healing community doesn't prevent obstacles from coming up, but it does make overcoming them easier because you're not alone. That's healing in action. As a teacher, I invest in my students every day, just like TEEP and Sole Train invested in me. I think my students learn more effectively in my class because they feel invested in and seen by me. They know that I work hard to teach them the curriculum, but they also know that I see them as more than just learners. I see them as full human beings. Recently, former fifth grade students who are currently high school seniors from Brooklyn reached out to me asking for words of encouragement for their senior signing day, an event in which seniors tell their families and friends where they're attending college. I was shocked that my old fifth grade students could track down my phone number after so many years. But more importantly, I was touched and honored that they would ask me to give them words of advice as they transitioned into the next chapter of their lives. This is just another example of the lifelong impact of community and connections, and I'm grateful for the TEEP and Sole Train communities for the investment in me, my education, my leadership, my humanity. And I am now paying it forward by investing in my students, helping them become their best selves and make an impact on the world around them. Never underestimate the potential lifelong impact of an encouraging word, an investment of time, or an act of sacrifice. Community, connections, this is healing in action. Thank you.